Good morning, good morning, good morning, and welcome back to another morning manifestation session. It's an absolute pleasure to be back with you again this morning. Today is Wednesday, April the 26th, 2023. What a great day for being alive. Hashtag Wednesday Wisdom. We're with you. I am your host, founder and leader of One Transformation Center. My name is Samion. You also may know me as Samuel Crumby Jr. And at One Transformation Center, we celebrate humanity. We celebrate humanity. It is our mission to inspire, motivate, and heal lives, relationships all across the globe while creating inclusive environments. So, what does that mean to you? It means that you're welcome. It means that you're safe with us. This is the safe haven, a space where you can come get inspired, you can get motivated, and you can get healed on your transformational journey. And I'm grateful to be with you. Take a moment to like the stream for wherever you are. Share it with someone. And if you're not already subscribed to our YouTube channel, One Transformation Center, please do so. And click the notification bell on the side. Just for the reminder of when we are going live or distributing some content for you. All right. Excuse my lighting this morning. Just had one go out on me. Get it taken care of next time. For those who are here for the first time, we say welcome to you. Welcome, and we hope that you find this to be a blessing. Find this to be something that supports you along your journey that you are in alignment with. Those who have continued to show up with us, continue to support, we say we're grateful for you and you are family to us. Welcome, transformation. Welcome, transformer. Welcome back, light workers. Let's get into the thick of things. Let's get into the thick of things. Oh. Let's always say it's a great day for transformation. It's a great day for transformation. Now, for those of us who've been here before, you know what we begin with is our 3 breaths. This is the way our programming goes. Take 3 breaths just for the reminder to breathe. To breathe. So often forget the importance of breathing. It becomes second nature for us that we forget even to do it. Let's make it front of mind. As we take our 3 deep breaths, we're going to inhale everything that works for us and release everything that no longer supports or sustains us. Then we'll move into our oath of manifestation where we proclaim everything that is working with us and for us, move into an alignment with it all. All right, let's get started, good people. Let's get started. Remember with our 3 deep breaths. Remember with our 3 deep breaths. We're going to inhale deeply through our nose and exhale through our mouths. And as we inhale, we will begin to align ourselves with everything that supports us in this moment along this portion of our journey. All that is working together for our absolute best and highest good. All ideas, all affirmation, every person, place, or thing, every door that should be open. And with each exhale, we will release those things that no longer support us, those ideas, those philosophies, those people, those places, those things, those thoughts. We will release them and let them go and be of service somewhere else. All right, you ready? Let's begin to breathe. Inhale deeply through your nose. And exhale through your mouth. Again, inhale deeply through your nose. and exhale. And one more time, inhale as deep as you can, allowing the air to run through the top of your mind, down to the sole of your feet. Exhale. Oh, yeah. Feels invigorating, doesn't it? Can you feel the blood beginning to flow? You beginning to become more alive. That's what breaths do for you. Mindful breathing does for you. All right, good people, let's move into our oath of manifestation. Let's move into our oath of manifestation. The oath of manifestation is our proclamation declaration. It is our declaration of independence. It's that oath that we take, that promise that we take to manifestation, to be in alignment with manifestation. All that works for our good, everything that is expected and unexpected. To receive that support that we've been praying for, that we've been desiring, to make sure that we are in alignment with it and we're in full space of acceptance of it. To make sure that we are allowing, accepting, and embracing it. All right? It's on the screen for you. Say it along with me. Speak it with me with passion and fervor. Ready? It says, we declare, I accept and receive unexpected good. Unexpected money, unexpected love, unexpected kindness, unexpected generosity, unexpected offers, unexpected prosperity, coming in unexpected ways from unexpected places, in my life and in the life of others. I am constantly guided and boldly empowered to receive the lavish abundance of the universe. I accept the principle that abundance and prosperity have already been given to me. My acceptance makes it real and opens the space for manifestation to rush in. I open wide the doors of my consciousness to receive and to give. It is done now. Through this oath of manifestation, all things are possible. I declare absolutely that I live in a friendly universe that is always providing for me. I feel it powerfully happening now. I open to receive more abundance and to give more abundance than I can ever experience before. I can afford anything I desire. In fact, I am so prosperous, I need never worry again. I am grateful for all that I already have, and grateful for all that I am ready to give. I keep myself lifted in high consciousness, no matter where, no matter what the appearances are. God is all there is. I let the God times roll, and so it is. And so it is. And so it is. Allow yourself to feel this permeating to the very depths of your soul, to the core of your being, activating your DNA to move in alignment and in fullness with it, to receive this in fullness, not in part, but in fullness. Okay, let's move on. Transition to our word of the day. Transition to our word of the day. Our word of the day comes from A Course in Miracles. Affirmative word of the day. Affirmative reading comes from A Course in Miracles. And you can find this at www.acim. www.acim. I'm placing the link into the chat for those who like to see it and follow along, or just go back and review at their own time. But it comes from lesson 116. It comes from lesson 116. See if I can bring it up here on the screen for you. And lesson 116 is a review. It's a reminder of two previous lessons that we covered, which were lessons 101 and 102. And this is for morning and evening review. And lesson 101 reminds us, God's will for me is perfect happiness. God's will for me is perfect happiness. And it reads, God's will is perfect happiness for me. And I can suffer, but from the belief there is another will apart from his. Let me repeat that. It reads, God's will is perfect happiness for me. And I can suffer, but from the belief there is another will apart from his. Let's take a moment just to dive into this for greater understanding and clarity. For us to believe that there is something apart from God's will is for us to buy into the idea of illusion. It's for us to buy into the idea that there is something more greater, more fulfilling, more supportive, more consistent, more dependable than God's will. And if it is it for perfect happiness for you? Because in this message, it reminds us that God's will for you is perfect happiness. Now it says, I can suffer but from the belief. What does that mean? What that means is that if you choose to believe anything other than God's will for you being perfect happiness, or you choose to believe in any other will outside of God's, then you are separating yourself from that perfect happiness. So when we say, I just want to be happy, we have to understand that happiness, especially the perfection of happiness, begins when we are in alignment with God's will. Now, some of us think about that from a religious perspective, but it's far from that. We have to go back and remember the function that God has given us. We have to remember that our role is very pivotal in this role, this journey of salvation, this journey of remembering, of being that extension and reflection of God. Because we have to remember that God created us in his own image. So you play a role that is essential to the fulfillment of the image of God, to the fulfillment of God's plan, of the divine plan. And you fulfilling your role allows for you to receive perfect happiness. Because once you are in alignment, then you remember that everything else is an illusion and is not real. And you don't have to carry that with you any longer. You can set it aside. Once you find yourself in challenging situations, you can say, God, I remember you said your will for me is perfect happiness, and this does not feel like perfect happiness. So I'm setting this to the side so that I am only in alignment with your will for me. I'm removing the interpretations of what this appears to be in order for me to see it in accordance with your mind, with your eyes, with your knowledge or insight. For I know by doing so, it creates the space for perfect happiness for me. So I challenge you today to set your grief aside and begin to focus on what this is and how this is showing up for you, best and highest good, to be in accordance with God's will, which creates, which presents, which has preserved perfect happiness for you. Now, lesson 102 says, I share God's will for happiness for me. Let's personalize that. I share, let me speak it to you. You share God's will for perfect happiness for you. Can you allow yourself to enter into that space, to affirm that for yourself? You share God's will for perfect happiness for you. It says, I share for my Father's will for me, his son, his daughter. I share my Father's will for me. What he has given me is all I want. What he has given me is all I want. What he has given me is all there is. I challenge you today to no longer to thirst or yearn for anything greater than God's will for you. Now you say, why is that? We always should be vigilant and desiring of more, right? Yes, I agree, but yet I push back in a reminder that in accordance with God's will. Now let me simplify that for a moment. You have a pair of shoes. You see these nice pair of shoes. You have a choice. You can get those pair of shoes because someone else has them, or because you are attracted to them by way of they are perfect for you. And those shoes could potentially be too small or too big. Do you still find them to be perfect for you? See, God's will for you is perfect, perfectly sized and measured for you. It perfectly fits your foot the way your foot is shaped, whether how wide or how slim. It gives you the perfect arch for you so that when you walk, that your foot feels like it's floating and there's no aches or pains depending on what part of your foot you're stepping on. It is a supportive shoe. But yet what we're finding today is we're looking for the shoe that we can just put on our feet and go, regardless of how it feels. And I want to challenge you today to not look for that shoe anymore. But in all you're doing, simply make one request. Simply make one request. You say, what is that one request, you may ask? Make one request that it is according to God's will. I was sitting with a family the other day who's been looking for that perfect house for 5 years. And in that perfect house, they've put their requirements upon it, as many of us do, right? We want this perfect house and everything that comes with it, with all the land that's supposed to be with it, all this stuff according to our budget. Now, unfortunately, our budget presents a limitation because we're asking for the thing that we desire to fit into this box. Now, the question I have to ask for you is, in that box, is there limited space or unlimited space? It's unlimited. It's limited, right? Well, in God's will is an unlimited space. So why would you desire anything? Why would you want anything that is limited? So I challenge you, in the pursuit of your happiness, as you make any decision, to advance yourself, that you make that decision from a limitless environment versus a limited environment. How do you do that, you say? You simply surrender to God's will. And you say, God, have your will to be done in my life in this area. There's some choices and selections that we need to make. Have your will to be done for me in this area. So I want you to spend the first 5 minutes of your day. Just take 5 minutes today, this morning. And I want you to focus on this. God's will for me is perfect happiness. And I cannot suffer from the belief that there is another will apart from his. Why? Because I share God's will for my happiness. What he has given me is all I want. What he has given me is all there is. Focus your attention on nothing outside of his will. And you cannot be distracted. You cannot be suppressed or depressed. You will not find yourself in longing or emptiness or longing to fill a void. You will not find yourself in the space of wondering, of worrying, of anxiety, of disappointment, of dis-ease. For in God's space there is healing. There is fulfillment. There is abundance. There is prosperity. Non-ending. Eternally, as has been promised to us. Then at the top of the hour, for every hour going forth, I want you to remember, ponder on for a brief period, God's will for me is perfect happiness. When you feel a little out of sorts, just say, God's will for me is perfect happiness. God's will for me is perfect happiness. God's will for me is perfect happiness. And on a half an hour, at every 30-minute intervals, I want you to say to yourself, quickly pondering, just reminding yourself that I share God's will for happiness for me. There's nothing else. I share God's will for happiness for me. Let's take a moment to pray, have a prayer of gratitude. And let us remember, Father, Mother God, we give thanks to you today. We give thanks that you are constantly and for your constant reminders and your constant love, your constant grace and your constant mercy. That is with us forever and always, never ceasing. We give thanks that you always see us as you created us and nothing less. We give thanks that your presence is always there, never leaving us alone. We give thanks for the messages that you send forth through us, through your angels, through your teachers and your messengers, through all the different means that we pay attention to that garner our interest. We give thanks for those who came before us, who implanted into us this space of remembrance of you and who all that you are in us, for us, as us, and through us. We give thanks for the reminder that we are an extension and reflection of you, that you created us in thine own image. We give thanks that you continue to lift us up even when we fall down, that you love us unceasingly and without conditions. And we give thanks that we have the opportunity to express that by being in accordance with your will. That, God, that you've reminded us in this day, in this space, in this moment, that your perfect will for us, that your will for us is perfect happiness. And we affirm today that we will stand in accordance with that will, that we agree and we share your will for our lives and other lives that we encounter, whether within our family and our associate friend groups, whether on jobs, on encounters, or up and down the byways and highways, in the stores and restaurants. We speak life, that your will for perfect happiness occurs for everyone. God, we affirm that today we will come to you before our decisions and simply request that your will is done. Whether it's a thought about transferring from one job to another, moving from a job to a career, from a career to a business, that we will seek ye first your kingdom of God and all your righteousness and get the understanding, and in all our getting, get an understanding of your will. Whether we're purchasing a new car, a new pair of shoes, or desiring to purchase a house, that we seek your will, that your will is done, so that you will see the glory. Because we already know that if you get the glory, we get glory. Why? Because we are an extension and reflection of you. So in that space, we just simply say thank you. Thank you for all that you are in us, as us, through us, with us, for us. As we are here for you. And so it is so. Amen and Amen and Ashe. We give thanks. That concludes the session of the day. And I just want to remind you, if you missed any part of this, please feel free to go back and listen from the beginning. It is here on YouTube, recorded in its entirety. Also, take a moment to share with others. Take a moment to please like, share, and subscribe. Take a moment to please like, share, and subscribe, so that others may have the opportunity to experience what you're experiencing, to be in accordance and alignment with God's will, perfect happiness. And also visit our other social media spaces on Facebook and Instagram at One Transformation Center, and on Twitter at OTC Atlanta. OTC Atlanta, which stands for One Transformation Center, Atlanta. Thank you for being with us today. I want to remind you that anytime, we thank you for supporting us. And if you choose to support us further, feel free to support the broadcast with a donation via Gilify, whether the app or online, via the website, GIVELIFY.com. givelfy.com. givelfy.com. And just search for One Transformation Center. And whatever you leave us, whatever donation, we're a nonprofit institute. So whatever you leave for us, it goes back into expansion and blessing others to inspire, motivate, and heal lives, relationships, and celebrating humanity. Or you can send it directly to me at the Cash App, $ Samuel Crumby Jr., SamuelCrumbyJr. And as always, we'd like to thank you. Thank you for investing in your transformation. We hope that you continue to join us daily at 6:05, throughout the weekdays at 6:05 a.m. and weekends at 8:05, Saturday, Sunday, and the weekends. And also tune in to Wednesday nights as we celebrate, as we have our transformative conversations. Wednesday night we have our transformative conversations at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 5 p.m. Pacific. So we thank you all for joining us. I want you to remember, as you go forth, continue to be the change you desire to see. Yes, continue to be the change you desire to see. And remember, when you continue to do the same things and expect different results, that's the definition of insanity. I don't think any of us wants to be insane, do we? And until next time, we love you. Continue to be great.